So a lot of you are calling me a libertarian extremist, and you use this as an excuse to insult and belittle me and other extremist libertarians and ignore our arguments and marginalize us so there's no real chance of us having anything resembling a rational debate. Okay, you know what? Fine. You win. I am a libertarian extremist. But you know what? So are you. Don't believe me? Fine, I'll prove it. How about I come over to your house, break in, and steal something? Just one thing. Maybe I'll take that nice new flat screen TV you just bought, the 60-inch 4K one. Looks nice. I think I want that. What? You don't want me to? Okay, how about if I just do it once a week? Just once a week, and I promise I'll just take one thing, okay? And also, the thing I take won't be worth any more than $1,000. No? Okay, once a month then. Just once a month, I'll break into your house, and I promise I'll only take one thing, and it won't be worth more than $500, okay? No? Still not good enough? Fine. Once a year. I'll break into your house only once a year, I'll only take one thing, and it won't be worth any more than $100. Come on, you gotta be okay with that, right? No? You don't want me breaking into your house at all, no matter how little I take? What are you, some kind of extremist? Okay, tell you what. I won't even come onto your property. I'll just stand on the edge of your property line and start firing bullets onto your property at random directions, okay? Don't like it? Okay, I'll only fire one bullet a month. How about that? Still no? Fine. I'll fire just one bullet onto your property a year, and I'll make sure to do it when no one's around. It might hit that fancy new 60-inch 4K TV, but it won't hurt any of you. It might not even hit anything of value at all. Come on, you gotta be okay with that, right? No! You don't want me firing bullets onto your property at all? What are you, some kind of extremist? I think you see where this is going. When it comes to someone initiating force against you, you don't want it happening at all, and you don't consider yourself an extremist for taking that position. And yet, you call us extremists just because we want to take this same principle and apply it to government. We don't want force being initiated against us at all, by anyone. All we're doing is taking your principle, what you know to be true in your moral core, and not making a special exception for people in government. That's it! So the only difference between you and me is, I apply this principle consistently. All you have to do is add a little consistency to your life, and you'll be a libertarian extremist too. I've seen the cognitive dissonance. I've seen the belief in belief. I've seen what you tell people and yourself to convince yourself to hold on to the dogma you've been indoctrinated with pretty much since birth. Again, I'll never understand why you statists say that not initiating force is a bad thing. You accuse libertarians of wanting to glean the benefits government gives us while not paying the costs. As one commenter recently said, and this is a direct quote, "You live under a state, benefit from state spending, but don't really fancy paying for it or participating in society. Well, fuck you. I'm not paying for all the things you use if you would refuse to do the same in return on principle. Oh dear, the state forces you to pay for these things. What a shame you can't be a thief and a parasite and get away with it." Talk about missing the point! I don't want either of us to be forced to pay for things the other uses. If you want to pay for something I use and want me to do the same in return, then contract with me! Don't send armed thugs to force me to do it! See, that's the thing. I was never given the choice as to whether I thought those benefits were worth the costs your government is imposing on me. So, new deal. I break into your house once a month. Take one thing worth no more than $100, and while I'm there, I clean the place up. Now are you in favor of it? No? So you're not willing to pay for the benefit you're getting? What are you, some kind of freeloader? Do you get how the fact that you had no say in the deal makes all the difference? Let me give you an idea of how we libertarians see this argument. Let's say I'm running in a 100-meter race, and government gives me this nice pair of running shoes. And they're absolutely perfect. They have great traction, fit the contours of my foot perfectly, give me great arch support, are impeccably cushioned, they're lightweight, breathable, and grip my ankle with just the right amount of snugness. They're absolutely the best running shoes I could ever ask for. But government also fills my pockets with rocks, puts manacles on my legs, and makes me wear a backpack full of bricks. So when I finally come lumbering over the finish line and complain about how much government slowed me down, you're there pointing your disgusting, filthy statist finger at me saying, "You want the benefits of government without paying the costs." Well, you know what? If I could give up the manacles, rocks, and backpack full of bricks, you can keep your goddamn shoes. And even if the free market shoes are substandard as you claim, I'll still do a lot better without all of your government crap weighing me down. And you know what? If you were in that position, you'd say the exact same thing. When I complain about government, you tell me, love it or leave it. You tell me to quit my career, leave my family and my home and everything I worked hard for and worked my ass off to build, and go live somewhere else, in a foreign land, with a foreign culture, maybe even a foreign language, as if I don't have the right to be left alone in my own home. Of course, when it's something you want to change, it's completely different. You lobby hard for Obamacare or single payer instead of moving to Canada or the UK or somewhere that already has your precious government health care. So this argument is disingenuous at best because none of you practice what you preach. And I have to say it again. We're not the ones wanting to use men with guns to force our way onto others, yet you say we're the ones who are uncivil and antisocial. Oh, and don't think any of us have failed to notice that when government does something that you don't like banning gay marriage, you're the first to complain about it. You easily notice the hideous failure the government can be and the atrocities it commits in the process whenever it's something you don't agree with. You say it's simple. Leave if you don't want to pay taxes. But what happens if a big corporation or rich CEO moves overseas to somewhere where they won't be taxed as much? You gripe and complain about how they're only doing it to avoid taxes. Hey, that was how you said they could avoid taxes if they wanted to. Does your hypocrisy know no bounds? No, there is no way you actually believe any of this, or else your behavior would be much different. Here's the question none of you have an answer for. If your solution really is the best one, why do you have to impose it on everyone by force? Remember, in a libertarian society, you'd be free to pursue your favorite solution, and if we look at it and see that it works, we might well abandon what we're doing and join you. But you have to convince us. Using force to implement it tells us that you have no rational way of doing so, and further, that you know it's irrational, and deep down you don't even believe it yourself. No matter what you tell yourself, no matter what you've rationalized yourself into thinking you believe, you don't actually believe it. It's belief in belief. And if it weren't, you'd be behaving much differently than you are. So the fact of it is, you don't really believe any of the arguments against libertarianism, and I'll prove it to you. If your neighbor wasn't donating as much to charity as you think he should, you'd never think of going over to his house with a gun to force him to. And so you'd never hire an armed gang to do it for you. But how is it any different when the armed gang is the government? When two people engage in a completely voluntary transaction, like exchanging money for sex or breathing the fumes of a burning plant, you'd never think of using a gun to stop them. And so you'd never hire an armed gang to do it for you. But how is it any different when that armed gang is the police? If a business and an individual engage in a voluntary transaction, like doing a job that you don't think pays enough or doesn't have the right health insurance coverage, you'd never think of using a gun to stop them. And so you'd never hire an armed gang to do it for you. But how is it any different when that armed gang is the U.S. Department of Labor? Special pleading is not something that someone does whenever they're really convinced of something. It's an excuse they make for continuing to pretend to believe it when they know deep down that it's wrong. We started off this video establishing that you abhor violence and force in anything other than a defensive position, and you are an extremist in this. You're also willing to tolerate anything that's peaceful, and in your own life, you practice the principle of live and let live, opposing the initiation of force against anyone for any purpose. All you need to do is accept it and apply your moral principles consistently, including to your political positions. That's why you're a libertarian extremist, just like me.